Now that editorial is started, there are revisions that need to get addressed by Story. Let's go ahead and bring the edit into Flix so we can pass that information to Storyboard Pro and keep our pipeline running smoothly. So this time we're going to click the editorial button. We have our editorial package set to Premiere so we can see that the panel reflects that. We're going to browse and select both the XML and the movie that Bryce exported out of Premiere earlier. For how to handle effects and new clips, we can choose on the fly if we want to render all frames, hold the first frame, or ignore the effects. In this case, we want to render all the frames. Let's enter a comment back from Edit and Import. Flix is now looking at the XML and finding where the changes are and then rendering what is needed. Once that's done, we will have a new sequence revision. Note the check mark letting us know that it's back from editorial. Now let's jump into the sequence and have a look at the changes that were passed from editorial. Now this time I'm going to use the highlights in Flix so the team can clearly see which sections have been touched and if there's any action needed. In panel 4 we have the animated panel icon on top. The camera move has been adjusted in Edit and zooms into a different area. So now this is represented and it's updated inside of Flix. The story artist won't have to do anything on this, but what I'll do is add a yellow highlight, which we'll use to represent a change to a panel that doesn't need any action. In this section, the editor decided to remove some in-between boards to adjust the pacing. The character will need to be recentered and scaled a bit, so I will highlight this with red so the artist knows that action is needed on their end. I can of course also be leaving comments to clarify any direction. So we have some new panels that were added in the edit as well. We can see that these have the reference icon on top of the panel. The artist is going to need to clean these boards up, so I will highlight this in red as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save, and now the story artist can reconform these new editorial changes inside of Storyboard Pro through Flix.